Thank you, Rick, and thank you for everybody's time today. As Rick said, I work for Allegion. We are a Division 8 hardware manufacturer. Why isn't my slide going forward? There we go. We are a Division 8 hardware manufacturer. We are going to be talking about wireless lock sets and solutions that Allegion has. First, I think it's prudent to tell you where Allegion comes from. We are the owners of the Schlage brand, LCN brand, and Von Duprin brands, and these are the types of products that we manufacture, from electrified exit devices and push bars to mag locks, accessory push buttons, electric strikes, biometrics, readers, our latest line of wireless locks with Engage technology. Hopefully Long will invite us back to do a little presentation on our Engage series. We manufacture credentials, standalone and network locks. This is the 8400 that we're going to be talking about today. We've got wireless readers, for example, for mustering in cases of emergencies. You got a muster point, you can have employees scan their cards so you know that they've vacated the building. We manufacture door closers and auto operators, and then mechanical and electrified lock sets. Schlage, we're happy to say we just celebrated our 100-year anniversary with Schlage. When we go out into the field and talk about wireless, most of the time people think we're talking about Wi-Fi. And for the most part, when Allegion talks about wireless, we're talking about Wi-Fi last. Although we have Wi-Fi, we look at real-time connectivity to be the starting point for communication. The different communication protocols that Allegion has in the wireless space starts with 900 megahertz, and this is the 8400 series that we're going to be talking about. 900 megahertz is a strong communication. It's been around for a long time. Late 80s and early 90s, the 900 megahertz channels started to get busy and crowded with wireless phones, wireless print servers, things like that getting into the space. Since those technologies have migrated to 2.4 and to 5 gigahertz. So currently 900 megahertz remains one of the strongest wireless protocols out there for communication. 900 megahertz provides a high security, high functionality, meaning that it's going to act just like a hardwired door. You can do lockdown, you can do immediate commands, momentary unlocks, things like that. Moderate connectivity, and what we mean by that is because these are a battery operated unit, besides the heartbeat check-ins and besides a command coming from the panel interface module that this speaks to, the radio goes to sleep and it's got a wake-up circuit to keep and save battery life. 900 megahertz also offers us great range, up to 200 feet through standard construction in buildings and up to 1,000 feet line of sight. The next line of communication protocol that we have is Bluetooth. Bluetooth offers the same high security as it's online in real time, high functionality, same ability to lock down, to momentarily unlock, and high connectivity. You can see the difference between the 900 and the Bluetooth on the connectivity status. If you think about our houses and everything that consumers can buy within our houses these days, a lot of components are connected via Bluetooth. And when you look at your phone and the connections, they're always connected when you're in range. That's what we mean by high connectivity versus being asleep in between heartbeat connections and all that. Bluetooth, although it's not the same as the Bluetooth between your phone and a headset that we've all been accustomed to, this is Bluetooth low energy, it still has that same limitation on range of up to 30 feet. And then the last communication is that Wi-Fi, moderate security capability. Nobody's Wi-Fi lock is real time. So you can't do an on-command lockdown, momentary unlock, but you can put schedules on the doors, holidays on the doors. So it's got the moderate functionality, low connectivity. And what we mean by that is all manufacturers have a one-time or twice-a-day check-in to download additions to the doors, users to the doors, and upload audit trails. And with Wi-Fi locks, you're still in that same 30-foot to 50-foot wireless range. When we look at how we've had access control on doors, including through today, we start at your access control head-end system. Out in the field, we got door controllers. And from there, we go out to the portal with your pathways, whether it's cable tray or conduit. You got cable going out there for your reader, for your electric door strike, a door position sensor, and a REX, a request to exit sensor. When we electrify that same portal, we've typically had 4 options for electrifying that portal. We've got the electric door strike, which is noted here. We've got a crash bar. We can put a mag lock on it, or we can do an electrified lock set. With the invention of the R8400 and wireless lock sets, we combine all that functionality into one device here. We get real-time communication with it. It's a simple install, and the reduced cost and disruption makes this an attractive device. Having everything here, you're not having to cable from your control panel to this device, to the door, through the door frame and all that. The functionality within the lock set, we can monitor lock and unlock status via the clutch position inside. It's got the built-in request to exit, built-in door position contacts. It's got the fire and life safety rated mechanical hardware. So we've got the key override, and most access control head ends like DSX, like Linnell, like S2, they will all give an audit to the key. So if a card isn't presented or a key, the keypad isn't utilized, it will let you know that a key override was used to open that door. We got a deadbolt position switch, so you can buy this in a mortise version with a deadbolt. We monitor the interior tamper, or the interior cover that's got a tamper in it. We monitor the battery status. We can monitor the communication status. We can even monitor a request to enter. We do that by once the outside lever starts to turn, we make that notation. We as a manufacturer make these lock sets to do 101 things, and it's up to the different PAX partners of what they pick and choose to integrate with. The 80 series lock sets, we call internally a Mr. Potato Head. As you can see here on this picture, it's also a transition reader, so you can transition from different credential technologies. There is still a lot of swipe out there, so if you've got a customer, or if you've got swipe in your organization, we can have a swipe head on this, and then when you leverage technology to go into Prox or to Smart, the read head can be taken off while the lock set remains on the door, and the new head put on to help you transition through different technologies. The 80 series lock set comes in these different door preps: cylindrical, a mortise deadbolt, and then an exit trim. Architecturally, from a 50,000 foot view, this is how the lock sets communicate back to the head end host. Here's the 8400 here talking to the PIM. From the PIM, it's on the RS485 bus back to the door control board, and then to the network back to the host. This lock set next to it's our AD300. It's a hardwired lock set via a 485 hardwired connection to the lock set on the door. Still a integrated lock set. And that Bluetooth version that I briefly referenced to, on the gateway here, we've got 2 means of communication. One's an RS485 port, and then over here it's showing a network IP port, so it can go direct to the host that route. And then the YP, or the Wi-Fi integration here. Key wireless takeaways. Wireless can enhance your existing access control solutions by helping you cover deeper inside your building, covering doors that you wouldn't normally be looking at because of the cost associated with access control. Wireless does not make any impact to your existing security procedures. They act just like a hardwired door, so you don't have to change any of your policies and procedures to implement wireless. Wireless permits enhanced visibility of door status, so doors that you may have traditionally been on a standalone lock set you can now bring the status of those doors into the system when you network these doors. They enable remote centralized lockdown. So if you've got a parking gate that's remote away from your building and you put wireless out there, you're now able to lock those down as you would your facility doors. Wireless is a cost-effective solution because you're not paying for the labor to run all the pathways and the cabling from your door control board out to that portal. And wireless is secure, efficient, and convenient. As technology evolves, new features are introduced that complement a product's fundamental purpose. For example, think about the automobile. Its intended purpose is to get you from point A to point B. We have GPS and built-in screens to make traveling to the destination simpler and more enjoyable. The same is true for a lock. Today's electronic access control solutions offer an added level of keyless convenience for occupants. The security and reliability of a mechanical solution are the foundation, but now facilities have the data about who entered a space. They also have the advanced security of electronic key control by limiting the distribution of mechanical keys. And with the rise of wireless electronics, these benefits are achievable on more doors than ever before. End users can afford to implement wireless electronic access control throughout a property, including interior doors. With that, I'd like to thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please get with Rick Hobbs.
Thank you, William. I had a couple of questions come in on the chat that we've got a couple of seconds that we might be able to go through here. What happens when batteries go completely dead on a wireless lock?
When they go completely dead, then the electronics in the lock set is completely dead. You will still be able to use the mechanical version, key override, but the system connected to a DSX or Linnell or S2 is giving you plenty of warning as that battery is draining. So there's going to be plenty of time that you guys are going to know when the batteries need to start. You need to start thinking about replacing those batteries.
Are there any parameters around, say, door usage that would lead you to do wireless versus hardwired door hardware on an access control door?
If it's a double front door, wireless lock sets can be a challenge because of door position and how we mount the integrated door position magnets. You know, if one leaf or both leaves are being used, I would make that a hardwired opening. If you've got a man gate that both sides of the gate are outdoors, wireless would not be a wireless lock set would not be a good option there. Wireless communication can still happen, but the side of the lock set that holds the batteries and the electronics has to be in an environmentally controlled space.
So there are no outdoor rated wireless locks in your...
No networkable, yes, no networkable integrated lock sets. There are standalone lock sets that are just keypad driven, but they're not networked to a system.
Okay. Well, I think those are our questions. And William, thank you so much for presenting today, and look forward to next week's long coffee break.